Greetings, my geeks, nerds, gamers, and lanners. It is I, your host, Mr. G63, and welcome to Enticement Gaming. Now imagine that the world has ended and lies in ruin. You wake up with a note in your pocket telling you that you have had your last warning and that you are on your own. Welcome to Navezgane. Welcome to 7 Days to Die. 7 Days to Die is a sandbox survival game created and designed by the Fun Pimps, or TFP for short. The Fun Pimps were founded in the late 2012s by Richard Hynek, Joel Hynek, and Christian Lang, who had only their day jobs, the dream of making a game independently, and a short Google design doc based on an idea that Richard and Joel cooked up over Thanksgiving dinner in 2012. The game concept outlined a hardcore zombie survival game with tower defense, day-night cycle, and a fully buildable, fully destroyable voxel world. So, exercise that strength and smash and destroy that subscribe button. Now, some of you may think that this is a Daisy knockoff, but you could not be further from the truth. Where Daisy is very much a loot and shoot game, 7 Days to Die offers a fully functional crafting and building experience. Do you want to be a lone wolf? Then go at it alone. You want to build some type of ultimate fort? Then pick up your hammer and start building. 7 Days to Die is currently available on Steam for $24 in America, 23 euros, or 219 Rand in South Africa. Although this game is still in alpha, it is more fleshed out than most survival games that I have reviewed, and you don't need a heavy-duty rig to play it. According to Steam, the minimum requirements are a 2.4 GHz dual-core CPU, 8 gigs of RAM, 2 gigs of dedicated memory, a broadband internet connection, and 12 gigs of available space. However, if you want to get the most out of this game visually, you will need at least a 3 GHz quad-core, 12 gigs of RAM, 4 gigs of dedicated graphics memory. You'll also need 12 gigs of available space. So, if you were able to get your hands on the RTX 3090, of course you didn't, well, you'll be okay playing this game. So let us move over to the Enticement Gaming rating system. Now, as per usual, we are going to start with fun. Now, for those of you who are new to this channel, I rate this according to how long it takes to engage me, and also for how long I play the first time round. So, the shorter the hook, the better, and the longer the look-see, the better. Now, between scavenging and fighting off infinite zombie hordes, this game likes to keep you on your toes, and after you've gathered up enough courage to attempt your first horde night, oh my goodness, this game is so much fun, especially if you take the building and the crafting into consideration. So for the 400 odd hours that I have put into this game already, I have to give it a 9 out of 10. Why not 10, you may wonder? Well, when you start getting into the late game, crafting 10,000 rounds of ammo and 100 repair kits to make it through a horde night can become a little bit grindy. Is this game easy to play? Now, for this, are the controls easy to understand? Is it easy to understand the actual navigation, the menus for example? Another thing that I look at is that if I stay away from the game for too long, can I remember the controls, or do I need to start the game from scratch again? Now, when you start up the game, you are met with a small tutorial on how to craft and place blocks, as well as using and crafting weapons. And one thing I love about this game is that it doesn't treat you like an idiot. There's none of that move left, hit W to move left, or hit W to move forward stuff. The other thing I love about this game is that the controls are quite simple and easy to remember. Now, there are some hiccups with understanding how the more advanced crafting works, so with that in mind, I give this an 8 out of 10. Clean code. So, this ranges from code so bad it crashes your computer to slight hiccups when abusing game mechanics. Okay, so here I have to admit, I absolutely abused this game. I have spawned in over 1,000 zombies. I almost blew my computer up, but the game didn't crash. I did have a massive lag on my potato of a PC, but that bloody game stood above all of that nonsense. So from me, it gets a solid 10. Sound and ambience. This is one of the more difficult ones. What I look for here is, does the sound match the look and feel of the game? Or does it add or take away from the experience? Now, warning, if you suffer from bouts of paranoia, do not play this game. The audio is quite accurate, and there are different sounds for harvesting things like stone and metal. And the ambient music keeps catching me. Here I am minding my own business, and then when I hear that, I start freaking out. I start looking out for zombies or any other plethora of things that can kill you. The in-game music is very limited, but funnily, I do not find myself getting bored with the soundtrack, and for that, I am confident to give 7 Days to Die an 8 out of 10. Next thing that we look for is task complexity. Now, here I look into how long does it take to complete a mission or reach a goal. So, if a game is a one-button idle game, or you need a master's degree in quantum mechanics to play it, then it gets a low rating. 7 Days to Die has perfected this. The tutorial that you get in the beginning of the game is enough to get you through about 75% of the game, and allows you to discover things for yourself. By the way, if you're looking for a tutorial, I will be releasing a series of 7 Days to Die tutorials to help and take you through most of the game. But I digress. I feel that for the way that they've handled the tutorial and the basic gameplay, I feel that this game deserves a 10. Next, we look at customizations. Now, customizations, for those who don't know how I do my ratings, customizations are a broad aspect for the rating. This can range from in-game difficulty settings to mapping hotkeys. It's very dependent on the game genre. So one thing that surprised me in this game, although this game is in alpha, you can edit controls. So that is for me a big plus. Your single player game gives you a lot of flexibility in gaming experience. You can change the game difficulty as well as smaller details, like for example the amount of experience you get, the amount of loot, and harvesting speed. So for this, I think I can easily give the game a 10 out of 10. Now, difficulty settings. Now, here is where I look at whether or not a game caters for all types of players, both casual and pro gamers. With all the customizations available, this game caters for the noobs and the elites alike. If you want to be an zombie eating shotgun shell shitting god, you can. If you want to run around like an overinflated blood bag that explodes if you scrape a gun against a slightly rough surface, you can do that too. And for that, I have to give this game a 10 out of 10. Replayability. So here it's a case of if it's a one and done, it gets a bad score. I like games that are not so linear and give a freedom in the gameplay that allows for multiple playthroughs. Now, I need to force myself not to talk about the mods. The vanilla game has amazing replayability. So, there are many ways to play 7 Days to Die. You can do a stealth play, you can do a brute play, a ranger playthrough, and of course, a builder playthrough. Then you move over to creative mode and the game explodes. Another 10 out of 10. Visuals. Now, this is the artwork, the colors and textures used in the game. This also includes any lag in conjunction with the specs of the game. So, a beautiful and seamless game that runs on a potato will get a high rating, while a but can it run crisis scenario will get a low rating. And here a game becomes an art piece. Although the game is a voxel game, the animations and textures are beautiful. I can sit and watch the day-night cycle for days. I actually wish that the devs would render me a wallpaper so that I can sit and watch it for hours. It is the most wonderful thing. Now, another thing that's great about this game is that this game does not have the look of a typical voxel game. And the fact that the entire world is destroyable, and of course I did. The only problem I have is that some of the textures and animations, they don't quite match up, and that the bump maps in the textures could also do with a little bit of updating. But on the whole, I feel that I can give it a 8 out of 10. So at the end of the day, this gives the game a beautiful 92% rating. And once you've played it, I think you would agree. So if you agree, give this video a thumbs up. It really makes a difference to this channel. So thanks a lot for watching my video, and I hope to see you all again soon. So, from me, Mr. G63, all I need to say is, shop shop millipop, stay lekker, and of course, catch you on the refresh.